So what does entrepreneurship give a woman? It gives her.
Sometimes we are worried about what the people
and
think.
then rose to leadership and believe that impact should still fear about public speaking.
It directly affects a sleep hormone called melatonin.
Unlocking the hidden potential and
for years,
life for sitting for so long.
In a situation where staying away from home, even your menstrual cycle will improve. The better your mind also will calm.
Hello everyone, I'm glad to invite you all to the mental health session, and I am very thrilled to welcome Madhu Ma'am as our speaker for this session. She is the founder of Sattva Yoga and Diet Center, where she promotes holistic wellness, and she's also a certified dietitian and lifestyle consultant, and she helps individuals to achieve healthier lifestyles. And she's an advocate for holistic health, and she combines nutrition, yoga, and mindfulness practices to help people lead a balanced life. Welcome, ma'am. We are very glad to have you here. And I think, hi,
I'm
ma'am.
glad to be here. Yeah.
And I think we can start the session, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, Bhagwati, for that introduction. Actually, I was asked to take this session a little late, so I would have loved to have a PowerPoint along with it, but I didn't have time to get it. Hopefully, maybe next time. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about all of you. You are from all over India, Manik? They're joined from everywhere, or it is more in Chandigarh, Haryana?
No, it's people are from everywhere. Girls, you can just type in the chat section from where you're joining
Okay,
so that ma'am have a broad look. I would
nice.
encourage everyone
Wow.
to
Yeah.
share.
Delhi, Chennai, Punjab. Wow. People from all over India. That's so wonderful. Very happy Women's Day to all of you. And
Happy Women's Day to you too, ma'am.
thank you. And it's an amazing initiative, Manik, that you've got this whole thing together on such a nice, special day. Yeah, now coming to the session about mental wellness, what my whole point and the purpose of this discussion with you is to tell you that mental wellness can be resolved naturally, can be achieved naturally by doing lifestyle changes, by uh, by the food you eat and by the way you exercise. So using many natural tools, we can resolve our mental health issues. So that is a broad framework of today's talk. Okay. And so do you people exercise? Any of you here do any kind of exercise, yoga, running, or fitness, any kind of fitness? Let me see in the chat if somebody has answered. Yoga. Okay. Someone said yoga. Someone said yoga and gym. Okay. All right. Very good. See, another thing which is very important is, nowadays, compared to our parents and our grandparents, there are a lot of food options out there. So we are hardly, many people your age are hardly cooking and eating home cooked meals, especially say if you are in a situation where staying away from home. So there is Swiggy, there's Zomato, there's so many food options out there. So what I'm trying to say is that the food we eat, if it is nutritious, if it is good, it affects the mind too. We think that mind is something separate, and what we are eating is something separate. So that is not true. There's a gut-brain connection. So if our gut is healthy, and if if we eat healthy, wholesome food, that literally physically has an effect on the mind, effect on the happy hormones which are released in the mind, effect on how the mind works. So that we have to begin to appreciate that food is not only for physical health, food is also for mental health. So say if you're eating wholesome food, nutritious food, food which is fresh, then the mind also is more energetic, more focused, more active. So in yoga, we call this sattvic food. Sattvic food is something which is not stale, which is not, has been cooked, or which doesn't have a long shelf life. So they must have used a lot of chemical preservatives in that. Something which is fresh, like a salad, fruits, vegetables, nuts. and freshly prepared at home, something which has not had a long journey of processing with food. So if you eat food like that, then your mind is also energetic and fresh and at its optimum functioning. So food affects the mind a lot. Um, and see, once in a while, junk food is okay, but generally, what I've noticed, there are a lot of girls who come to me for counseling, come to me for mental issues also. So why is junk food so not good for us? Mainly because it is processed. What does processing do? It strips the food out of everything which is nutritious in it, like say pasta, pizza. It's all basically which is processed food. It is made of processed food. A burger, it's basically maida, so it is stripped of fiber, it's stripped of all the nutrients in it. You must have heard about all this, read about all this. But the thing is, what I'm trying to say is, once in a while, it's okay, but don't make a habit of it. Make a habit of eating healthy every day, and once in a while, you can, eat something like this. What it does is it's very difficult to digest. It makes us more acidic. It increases constipation. It is not absorbed properly by the body. So when you're, see, physically also, when you don't feel so good in the stomach, if you're feeling constipated or gassy or acidic, have a peaceful mind, a calm mind? No, right? You can't. So I'm trying to ask you to appreciate the fact that the way you feel after drinking a fresh juice would be very different from the way you feel after eating a very greasy, spicy, food. So there's a difference, isn't it? Mentally also, you feel that freshness in the body. So that is one thing. About how the food you eat is related to how your mind works. So there itself, you have a little control on your mental wellness, is it not? If you correct the kind of food you eat, obviously you'll feel better mentally also. So if you want to make notes, you can make notes. So one thing which is very important for mental health is eating healthy food, fresh food, more fruits and more vegetables. The fiber will help you, clean up properly. It will help the good bacteria multiply in in your gut. And the good bacteria in the gut, now researchers are finding that more good bacteria in your gut, the better the happy hormones in your brain. Actually, the good bacteria in the gut, they release dopamine, which affects the your mental state, whether you're feeling low, depressed, anxious, or you're feeling calm, powerful, strong. So it actually affects your mind. So that is one thing, how you eat. Second is, I call it celebrating movement. uh, don't be so desk bound throughout the day, or bed bound, or couch bound. Every especially girls your age, every half an hour, 40 minutes, you should get up. You should not be sitting. They say, sitting is the new smoking. It's that bad for your health, basically. So celebrate movement, enjoy movement. Don't look at movement as, "Arey yaar, I have to go gym, I have to go do yoga." It's um, movement is like, a quick way to raise your happy hormones. You would have felt that, say, if you enjoy a particular physical activity like trekking or swimming or just walking or jogging or cycling, you feel an exhilaration after the activity, don't you? You do, right? I mean, you feel suddenly like a nice feeling. Your mind also just calms down. People who jog, they say this, or people who play badminton or tennis or whatever they like to play, that the mind calms down. It really gets the number of thoughts down. Like somebody in the chat and in the questions which Manik sent me, overthinking, thinking too much. So activity and movement has a very quick way of calming the mind down. So you feel, relaxed, calm. Your blood circulation to the mind improves. So it has a very energizing effect. What I'm trying to say is that these same things which we do for the body, I'm showing you that they're as good for your mental well-being. Everybody tells you yoga is good for the body, jogging is good for the body, swimming is good for the body, good food is good for the body, but they're equally good for the mind. you know that is the point I'm trying to make. Whatever we think is only affecting the body affects the mind as well. We are a whole. you know We are not compartments inside. Ki mind is another compartment, body is another compartment, heart is another compartment. Our emotions, our thoughts, our body are all connected. You can notice that, right? I mean, if you have a stressful thought, you start perspiring, your heart starts racing faster, is it not? So that means what? The thoughts and the mind are connected to the body. So that means the other way is also true. If you're eating good food and if you're exercising, then it will also have an effect on the mind. So appreciate the connection between the mind and body, the body and the mind. So, if your thoughts and your emotions can have a physical impact on your body, making you sweat, making you, if you have a fearful emotion, uh, you you could tighten up. So, if these emotions and these thoughts can have an effect on your body, what you do with your body also will have an effect on your mind and your thoughts. So this is the second thing I want to appreciate, that you actually celebrate movement. You stand up every 1 hour, take a walk, come back, exercise every day. At least don't go with if not the whole week, thrice a week exercise. Some exercise you do. If nowadays there are yoga centers all over the place. There, if nothing else, just take a 30-minute walk. The more you move your body, the better you'll feel mentally, instead of just sitting. You feel that, okay, you will get rested, but actually you'll feel better. You compare 1 hour of sitting to 1 hour of movement, you'll feel much better after movement. Okay, this is the second thing I wanted to talk about. One is eating healthy and how it affects the mind. Second is, Manik, can you please keep checking the chat, because I'm continuously talking. So if somebody has written something or asking a question, just ask me to check it. Or maybe I'll check it later. I'll just finish my presentation. That's fine. Okay. Yeah. So the second is, yeah, I was thinking of celebrating the movement, move and then the third is sleeping. A lot of people have written that they have sleep disorders. They can't get to sleep. They can't wake up early. So if you don't get enough sleep, you can't function properly mentally. So good sleep and a restful sleep is as important as the food and movement. A lot of people are not sleeping, young people, till 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the night. Why is this happening? Like in my generation, I'm 54 now. So my generation, we didn't have so much social media, so much blue screen time, So we didn't even have phones. I guess that at least helped us sleep better. See, I'll tell you that blue screen, it directly affects a sleep hormone called melatonin. Okay. The more you look at the blue screen, the more it disrupts that hormone. So until you that hormone is secreted, you can't even get a good sleep. Melatonin is a hormone. It's called a sleep hormone. So what these blue screens do is they play with your circadian rhythm. What is the circadian rhythm? It's a biological rhythm. Like when the sun comes up or around sunrise, if our biological rhythms are fine, we naturally get up at that time. And after sunset, say after 2 3 hours of sunset, we naturally feel like sleeping. So that is a good biorhythm. But what is happening now is people are waking up at 10:30, 11, sleeping at 2 3. They're not at all in rhythm with the nature cycle. So they're completely out of rhythm. Now, why? So what problems it is getting? It's also getting all the menstrual problems, the PCOS problems, the PCOD problems, because that's also a cycle. The menstrual cycle is a cycle. So if your body is in touch with nature, and has a good rhythm, the biorhythm, even your menstrual cycle will improve. So what I'm trying to say is that the more you lessen the screen time closer to your sleeping hours, the better your mind also will calm down and your hormonal balance also will come. So, what I would suggest is, like, say you're sleeping at 1 o'clock now. First of all, mentally make up your mind to sleep at least an hour before that, by 12 o'clock. And if you are planning to sleep by 12 o'clock, 2 hours before, or at least 1.5 before, shut off all blue screens, computer screen, phone screen, laptop screen, shut up shut off all screens, even TV. All these screens emanate those frequencies or electromagnetic waves which interfere with your hormones. Okay, so learn to sleep properly. And what is relaxing for sleep? Reading a book, listening to relaxing music, even just sitting calmly with yourself. Maybe at the end, if we have time, we'll do some simple breathing exercises which you can do in the night, which will induce a good sleep. So these are the kind of practices we you should do. But what do? We just are looking at, we're just scrolling, looking at things, looking at photos, just spending so much time. So our mind is also not calm. And especially some people see very, very terrible things in the night, horrible news or something, filling your mind with so much disturbing facts that, you'll get a very disturbed sleep. You're not thinking of nice things, right? So that is another thing. So think of calming things, have calming things around you, calming images or calming music or reading a book, like that. And another good way to put yourself into a good sleep is, see, we're always thinking how many negative things are around us. Of course, there's a lot of negativity. Maybe we didn't get what we deserved in many, many ways ever since we are children. But there's a lot of positive also. We keep forgetting that, It's not, life can't be only black or only white. It has to be a balance of black and white. That's how everybody's life is. If we are here, we'll have our set of problems and we'll have our set of good things too. So, especially if you get into a negative kind of thinking, like say that is what basically anxiety and depression is. It's a lot of negative thinking about one's own self and one's own life. And that becomes so much that it actually starts interfering with your emotions and you start getting anxious, you start getting depressed. So, what I'm trying to ask you to do is in the night, especially before you sleep, appreciate, feel gratitude, that sense of gratitude for all the good things that you do have. Everything can't be negative, right? There must be something good. Otherwise, you wouldn't be sitting here. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in this college. Otherwise, you wouldn't be where you are in life. So, have good, feel that sense of gratitude. So, that will also help you sleep better. So, I'm trying to tell you all the things which will get you good sleep. And then I was talking about hormones. Do you know one thing which really affects, especially women's hormones, is light. We hardly get out in the sunlight. We are always so indoors, but that light produces a very good vitamin in us, which is vitamin D. And vitamin D itself is a hormone and is very, very related to how we feel also, mentally, how we feel, vitamin D. It controls all the hormones in the mind too, that many girls don't know about it. Many people don't know. They think vitamin D is only for bones, bone health, and skin health. It's not only that, it affects all the good hormones in your mind. So if you must have noticed, if there is like cloudy weather for days on end, we'll also feel a little low, isn't it? Don't we? Doesn't the weather affect our moods? But if it is nice, bright, see, now it is spring. So you see all these little green leaves coming out, beautiful mornings. It's so pleasant. So we also feel very positive and pleasant, don't we? Right? So what I'm trying to say is that light is very important. It affects our moods. So these are very practical ways of having a better mood and having more positivity in your daily lives. See, we can endlessly counsel and analyze our problems with a counselor, with a psychologist, or with a psychiatrist. It can go on. But what about some practical things which you can do on a daily basis to be more positive, to be more productive, to feel more happier? So that was my purpose in this moment. Like, I can't sit with you in one session and solve all your mental health issues, isn't it? I really can't. I need to get to know you. I need to, analyze your problems. I'm always accessible. I will tell you how to reach me. Manik has my number, my email ID. You all can always get in touch with me and have a session. But that's separate. But what can we do practically, immediately, so that tomorrow you can feel better? That was my purpose with this session too. So you can get out more in the light, you can move, you can eat healthy, you can sleep sooner. So these tools immediately will have a positive impact on your mental well-being. Okay, so that's one thing. And then yes, this is very important. Living with a purpose. See, when you get up in the morning, if you have a purpose, like say you have planned a vacation, how do you wake up that day? Or if you have planned, a meeting with your friend, with your very good friend, or if that day happens to be a good celebration, a party with all your friends, you'll wake up very bright, right, in a positive way, because the purpose is very clear for that day. So if you have a sense of purpose in your life, something you're working towards, you've heard of this concept called a vision board, right? Nowadays a lot of young people have these vision boards where they write what they want to do, say in 5 years, 10 years. So, what is that basically? They're setting a goal, they're setting a purpose. So, what happens is if you have a purpose, a clear cut purpose which you've defined for yourself, that will give you the excitement to wake up early, wake up and feel positive about the day. Or what can I do today towards that purpose? You know, the purposes can be simple hobbies also, like say you want to learn a new language or something new, or the purpose can be something about you want to become good at this or good at that, or it can be about how you are going to plan your career. And then you break that purpose into smaller steps. So purpose, living with a purpose, is very important to make you feel positive when you wake up. For example, I am a yoga teacher and I teach yoga. But if you see the yoga asanas, there are thousands and millions. So, say I make a purpose to get to know an asana, a very difficult asana. So that, say I don't know Shirshasana, I know headstand, but I'm just saying that if I don't know headstand and if I make a purpose in a month's time, I'm going to learn headstand. So it'll make me very positive about, okay, I'm going to do something about it today, because I love it. So that's another thing about purpose. It should be something which is close to your heart, something which you feel emotionally about. It's not just one purpose you picked up from a book or from somebody else's purposes. It should be close to who you are as a person, some issue you feel deeply about or you want to achieve. So have a purpose, a sense of purpose. Okay, so that is one thing which you can set for yourself. Another thing is this whole relationships thing. We have so many relationship issues which get us feeling mentally down. So young people especially, what I've seen is they overthink relationships a lot. I mean, there's a very, very deep and very large area, a field. But what I want to say is that uh, the first relationship we have is with ourselves, isn't it? Before we have relationships with others, the first relationship we have is with ourselves. So how are we relating to ourselves? You know, uh, that is very important. If we are going to always beat up ourselves down, feel negative about ourselves, think that we are not good looking enough, think that we are not mm, uh, good enough for the world, or for that boy, or for that girl, or for that teacher. If we are constantly going to put ourselves down, then how are we going to relate happily with others, right? First we have to feel good about ourselves. So that is very important. How do you feel good about ourselves? If you're going to have this tape which is playing in your mind about, hating yourself, or my nose is not good, especially with girls and women, it's to do with physical image also, you know, or I'm too dark, or I'm too white, or my eyes are not shaped well, my hair is not good, my body shape is not good. So much of negative things. If you keep thinking about yourself, somehow uh, I'm not okay. Basically, the message you're giving constantly to yourself is, I'm not okay. This is not okay about me. That's not okay about me. So if you're going to talk constantly negatively about yourself, how are you going to be happy? Then how are you going to give happiness to anybody else? Is it not? So the way to feel good about yourself is it's all about training your mind. See, your mind has gotten into that training of thinking negatively about yourself. It's maybe because of somebody must have said something to you as a child also. Oh, you don't look good. Or, oh, you're dumb. It can be anything. Sometimes a parent also does it, you know. Uh, my father was an, I'm giving you a personal example. My dad, he's no more, but he was an army officer and he was a very strict man. And many times he was very harsh on me. And for a long time, I kept on believing, I'm not good enough. I'm not right at this, I'm not right at that, because I got those kind of inputs from my dad. So it could be that you have got inputs from your teacher or from your mother or from your father. But the thing is, are we going to live that with that now when we're 18, 19, 20, 21? No, we have to reanalyze them. We have to question them. Is it really true? Am I this dumb? Am I, like, do I have such a bad face? Do I have such a bad body? If you actually ask yourself, it is not really true. All of you who have your videos on, only two of you, you're very lovely women, you're looking so cute. So you have to affirm that there's something good about me, there's something cute about me, there's something intelligent about me. So you have to, if your mind is only telling you negative things about yourself, take a break and consciously tell positive things about yourself. Beat it. That is very important. So that is one thing about relationships. What I wanted to say is have a good relationship with yourself. Another thing is, uh, when you serve somebody, it can be just your grandfather or a small child or anybody. I'm not saying that you go and serve in an orphanage, but actually, when you do even a little act of service, you realize that the world is not only about yourself, only about your problems. I'm again talking about mental wellness here. So it's like, we always feel our problems are the biggest in the world, but it's not really. Many people are asking, how do I connect with others, how do I make a bond with others? What I'm saying is that if you even just listening to somebody is an act of service, you know you realize that the world and other people have many many bigger problems than your problems start looking little smaller when you actually serve somebody, when you actually spend time with somebody, or physically help an older person in your family, in your relative circle, or a smaller person, or somebody who just asks you for help, even a friend, anybody. The thing is, nowadays we have become very self-centered, and that is also part of our mental unhealth. If you're not so self-centered, and if we look at others, and if we do a little few acts of service in a week, we will see that we feel a little happier about our life, little happier about ourselves. So that is one more thing. What's the time? Okay, it's 9:20. We have time, right? Another 10-15 minutes. Yeah. So
But ma'am, we need to cover the questions too. So
yeah.
according. So
So I'll end it with, you know, uh, the last point I wanted to make today for mental wellness is, um, see, everything is not in our control. That we have to recognize. Do we know where we came from? Did we choose our parents? We didn't, right? We were given our parents. Is it? So there are some things which are in our control, which are in our free will. The main thing which is in our control is what do we do about a situation, but not the situation itself. Many many situations are not in our control. Some people are suddenly in an accident, or suddenly loss of somebody loved one. Was that in their control? So everything is not in our control. Is what, when we recognize this very very philosophical fact, we will be less harsh on ourselves. Everything is not our fault. We will not try, even if we tried to be perfect, we can't be perfect, because the situations required to be perfect, whatever that perfection is not in our control. There's some things which are in our control. So if you live in this sense of surrender, if you surrender to life a little bit, and think, okay, these many things I can do, everything I can't change, then you will be a little less harsh upon yourself, a little less demanding of yourself, a little less demanding of the world. uh, and closely related to this is believing in something, some force which is guiding us, which is above us. It is not only us. There's some force which is making this world go round, which has so many plants, so many things, so many animals, so much, this earth, this planet, this universe. So there is some force, a benevolent force, a loving force, which is keeping all this running so nicely. Uh, do we even doubt that the sun will rise tomorrow? We don't, right? It rises, the moon comes, the sun sets, everything is working like clockwork. So there is a divine plan. There's a divine plan for this world. There is a divine plan for us too. When you start believing this fundamentally, that whatever has happened in your life is for your good, even what seems like a curse, there is a divine plan hidden there, that there's some learning which will come out of it. I'm telling you, believe me, I've lived for 50 years now. I've gone through many, many obstacles, many problems, and many good things also. And now, when I look back, I saw that there was a divine intention there. That even that which seemed very bad at that age for me, now when I look back at it, I feel that I have learned something from it, that there's a learning there. So don't look at the world and your life as something which is not entirely in your control, and think of a benevolent, loving force which is guiding your life. There is a plan, there is a divine plan. You're here for something really, really good. Believe that about your life and yourself. Okay? So I think I'll end it with this, and you can have, you can ask questions, specific questions also, or anything general also about mental health. You can ask me food, nutrition, yoga, anything. uh, we can take questions, but if you have 5 minutes, we can do one pranayama which will help you sleep better. Do you want to do that?
Everyone, you can tell in the chat. But we can do. Yes.
You can do that.
But ma'am, can you please guide what is pranayama?
Yeah.
Okay. Then we can do.
Pranayama is prana is what? Energy. Prana is life force. Okay. In simple terms, in physical terms, it is our breath. And in yogic terms, the breath is a primary life force. See, we can live without food, we can live without water, but we really cannot live without breathing at all. We'll just go in a minute. So that is the life force. So if our breathing is very deep and nice, and we ventilate ourselves well, that is the primary life force. That's a primary energy giver, mood enhancer, health giver. So that is, so pranayama. So ayama means regulating that breath. Regulating. Many times we are not regulating our breath. We are not at all aware of our breath. But actually, if you see, when we are stressed, our breathing is very fast. We breathe very fast. So that is when we are anxious or when we are stressed. So when we breathe slowly and deeply, our mentally also it reduces our stress. Like say many times when we are like, we have thought a lot, we'll, unknown to ourselves only, we do something like this. Don't we? We release that breath. So just to calm ourselves down, we do it very unconsciously. You all have not learned pranayama. But what I'm trying to say is that when we want to calm ourselves down, that's called a calming breath. We take a breath and we just blow it out slowly. Like that. Is it not? So that is to calm ourselves down. So now in pranayama, if you inhale and if you exhale double, that automatically calms your mind down. And especially if you exhale from the mouth. Okay. So this is one way of breathing to immediately calm yourself down if you're in a stressful situation. Say, I overheard a little of the last session. It was about public speaking, and ma'am had given many wonderful tips for being a better speaker. So one thing you can do is, just before climbing on the stage, just exhale, let it all go, let the stress go. So physically you can calm yourself. So now we will first do that little breathing exercise. So I'm going to count till 5. Inhale through your nose, okay? And then exhale slowly through your mouth. I'll count till 10, but most of you can't do it. It needs a little practice. But most of you can last till about 7 count, okay? Try that. You all can close your eyes, okay? Just gently close your eyes. Relax your shoulders. Relax your face. Relax the neck. Calm your stomach. Now, first exhale. Just exhale as you normally do. And now start slowly inhaling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now slowly exhale through your mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Breathe normally. You can open your eyes. Did you feel that when you were exhaling, a little calming of your, whatever you were, wherever you were mentally? Just a little calming, okay? We'll just repeat this once more. It's always good to repeat a good thing. So let's do it again, okay? Just gently close your eyes. Exhale, just relax and just exhale normally. And now slowly inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1 through your mouth, 2, 3, blow out, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Okay. Nice. Now slowly open your eyes. So this is one tool, a breathing tool to calm yourself down. Even when you're walking, you can do this. You can inhale for 4 or 5 count and then exhale for double the count. You will see that the walking will be much more productive for your mental health also. Another thing I wanted to do is like do one kind of pranayama for 1 minute. So I'm just setting a timer. Give me just 1 minute. Yeah. Okay. So this is called Brahmari pranayama. Brahmari in Sanskrit is a bumblebee. Okay. So when the bumblebee is buzzing around, it makes this sound like that. So that is Brahmari pranayama. Brahmari pranayama is very good for anxiety and depression and many other mental, problems. So what you have to do in Brahmari basically is you have to just, this also will do for 1 minute, but basically you have to do it for like 3 minutes, 5 minutes. So you just sit and just hum. It's a humming pranayama. Like that, if you hum. And then when I ask you to stop, just stop and just sit peacefully and see how you feel. Okay? So we'll do a trial session. Can you all unmute so that I can listen to the sound? You don't have to start video, but you can just unmute. Yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah, just do. That sound. Yeah, that. You all can mute now. So basically, say if you're sitting in a cylinder, there's a resonance, right? If you make a humming sound, like that, feel the resonance in your chest. Like keep your hand here. Just keep your hand on the chest. And now hum. Can you feel the resonance in the chest? Yeah. Now keep your hand on your head. Everybody keep your hand on your head. Can you feel that vibration in the head? Keep your hand on the stomach. Maybe you can't feel it so much because there's flesh there, not bones, but just keep it. But you can feel it. So this pranayama, see, the thing is with exercise, we can reach the muscles and the joints and the bones. But what Brahmari does is, it reaches the nerves and even the blood in the blood vessels. This is all research. So it calms you down. It reaches the hormones. You can see the sound vibrations. The sound vibrations can travel where physically we cannot go there, inside ourselves. So they really calm the mind. They really have the sound vibrations, calm the nerves, calm the hormones, calm the blood vessels. You felt it also, almost physically, getting calm. So now we'll do this for 1 minute and just do it along with me, but you actually have to hum, even if you're on mute. Don't cheat me now, okay? So you have to close your eyes, sit calmly, and just like you sat for that other pranayama, just sit calmly and keep humming. Means you can hum at your own pace, and when I tell you, start. And when you're out of your breath, again take a breath, again hum. And again, see, now I'm out of breath, again I'll take a breath. So keep doing that. Nothing will happen to you. Okay. So I'll start it now. Gently close your eyes, sit calmly, and let's begin humming. I'll hum with you. Okay, stop. Sit quietly.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Like we have a short of time, so we need to cover the questions to.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, did you feel that humming thing? Did you feel that? Did anyone? Yeah, I can see that. Felt peaceful, surreal. Yeah, it's an amazing way to just calm yourself quickly. Your number of thoughts per second comes down. Okay. All right. Now, like Manik said, we are running out of time, and before you fall asleep, all of you, let's start taking some
No,
questions.
actually, I believe everyone now become more active and attentive. Bhagwati, you can take the questions and then we will take the next session.
Okay.
Okay.
We have a next session also. Yes.
So participants, if you have any questions, put it in the chat box. And meanwhile, ma'am, we'll go through the questions you have previously collected from the
Yeah.
registered people.
Yeah.
So one of the questions is that a person says, like, even after trying to ignore people's words,
Mm.
they still have a significant impact on me. Why does this happen, and how can I deal with it?
Yeah. See, the impact it has on you is mainly because of you of feeling low about yourself, not feeling good enough about yourself. That is why you take everybody else who is saying things to you very seriously, because you don't think you are smart enough, you don't think that you're good enough. That is the main problem here. So what will really help is this: not telling your mind, don't think about what they're doing. That will never help, because the mind is a monkey. When you say don't, it will keep doing more. So you have to affirm the opposite. You have to tell yourself, my thoughts are of value. I'm good. I'm smart. I'm intelligent. Affirm positive things about yourself. Then this negative reel will start calming itself down. The negative reel is not the problem, but the fact that you think you hate yourself or you don't love yourself enough, that is the problem. Okay, move on to the
There's
next.
one more question, ma'am.
And before covering the question, we have a question in the chat, Bhagwati, that you can cover first at 9:06 p.m.
1 second. Okay. Okay. Ma'am, the question says, she feels anxiety in her lower body, like in her stomach and legs when she's anxious about something.
Yeah.
So what do we do here?
Yeah, you see, anxiety, physical symptoms of anxiety, yoga relieves a lot. Just like you said that you have these stomach tightening, stomach problems. Some people have it in the legs, some people get backache, some people get shoulder pain, neck pain. So, this is all that negative energy being blocked inside those muscles, and the tightening of the muscles, the joints, the nerves. So yoga is very good for anxiety problems. They really relieve all these aches and pains. Please find a good yoga class, do yoga regularly, or you can join my online yoga class also. I have sessions running morning, evening. It'll really, really make a huge difference with, these are called psychosomatic problems related to anxiety, where your stomach starts crying. Everybody has it. It's not only you. If you have anxiety, then it'll affect you physically. So yoga is a very good solution. If not yoga, even simple walking, running, movement, physical movement, just stretching like this will take those knots out of the stomach. So if you're feeling, just stretch. That itself, there itself, you'll feel some relief. Yeah.
The next question is, the person says that they feel very pressurized by their parent expectations, and like nobody puts responsibility on them directly, but they themselves inherently they feel responsible because they are the eldest child, and
That's
they
not in
have
the session.
no.
Bhagwati, you are
That's
covering from the sheet one.
I'm covering from the sheet.
Okay, before, because we have very less time, kindly cover the from the
Yeah,
chat one. Sheet one will
chat
take
are
it
very
later.
less, Manik. This one felt a bit more suited to the topic. That is why I took it.
Okay, cool. Then we can cover only one. Then next session. Okay,
This one felt
last one.
more intense, ma'am. So,
Okay.
yeah. So they feel that they inherently feel pressurized, and they automatically take responsibility because of that they feel pressurized, and they have burnout twice a week. She has very frequent burnouts, and she wants to know what can she solve this on her own, or should she seek professional help or anything like that, ma'am.
Yeah, I mean, it always helps to talk to somebody. So, if you get a good counselor, do talk to them. But one way of dealing with this is, if you're not so scared of your parents, you go directly vent it out before them. Just tell them that although you don't mean anything bad, but I'm feeling this pressure. Just the act of just getting it out there in the open, although it might cause some negativity, some conflict, but some conflicts are good. Just to avoid conflict, many kids keep it inside. Or they'll feel bad, or they'll misunderstand, or it'll lead to a fight. Don't be so scared of conflicts. Get it out in the open. That is one thing. Secondly, talk to your peers. They'll also be feeling those kind of pressures. When you talk openly with your peers, with people who are going through such kind of things, it'll help you too. Just getting it out of you. If you keep pressuring it inside, you'll feel more pressure and more burnout. Please share sessions. Yeah,
Yes, ma'am. That's it, ma'am.
yeah. So it was wonderful talking to all of you. All these things are very close to my heart. I care deeply about, especially young people's mental health. You are the future of this country, of this society. And if you are mentally strong and happy, we'll have a happy society in the future. So you can always reach out to me. Manik, you can share my phone number, my email address, and please, any way which I can help you all, I'm always there. And if you
Sure,
have
ma'am.
a
I'll
session,
definitely
I
share
would
with
love
them
to
if they ask.
meet you all again. You guys have a wonderful day. Wishing you good mental health. That's the basic thing. Yeah. All right. Thank you all.
Thank you.